This thing is getting uglier and uglier for me with YouTube, man. Can y'all see me? I don't think YouTube appreciate my topics right now. Are we back? Can y'all hear me? It looks like I'm broadcasting. I see myself over here broadcasting. It looks like everyone else has been kicked out. Looks like you've all been kicked out. The technical difficulties today have been crazy, man. I think I'm starting to see what's the certain keywords that you can't really say. You can't really say, or I can't really say on YouTube. Like you already gotta have, you gotta be a much bigger YouTuber than me to put certain topics in your, what's the name? So like right now, no alerts going out. I see some. Well, I got. This is all my silent. This is all my silent observers in here with me right now. Wow. YouTube kick every one of you out. Oh, all right, here y'all go. What is this? All right, now. He said, certain silent observers, that's how I was just thinking of like, yo, why I'm having such a hard time today, man? Yeah, I can see your comments now. That's what I'm saying. This is not showing it, but I can see it in the window over here. Sometimes it works like that. Majestic God, Allah, peace. And right now, we're starting to get back in effect. You know what I'm saying? But neither one of y'all was on when we first, when on the first live before we got kicked off. We was dealing with the topic from the the title of the live. And one of the difference between religion, right, and understanding the cipher. How y'all see that? The difference between religion and understanding the cipher. See, in the first live, I showed how it related to the day's degree in the 1 to 36 and today's degree in the 1 to 40. Son of the Soil said with religion, you can't clearly see what makes the cipher because you are caught up in it. That's true too. But see, my point is that, religion, right, is also a way of understanding. It's a way of describing the phenomenon that you see around you. Like when it said that 85% know that it rain, hail, snow, and also hear thunder above their heads, right? They see the real phenomenon. But they explain it by saying that it comes from a mystery God that no one will be able to see until he dies. See, that's because you're forming a belief and you're forming this opinion, right, before you have knowledge. So see, when it says the traitor disappeared and there was no one here to speak their language, right, that's because they believe something, right, based on something they didn't have knowledge and wisdom of from a person that they didn't have knowledge or wisdom of. Like you believe something in the beginning, he promised you that. He didn't show you that it was some people that he already made this deal with. Whereas when you get to understand the cipher degree in 1 to 40, it says tell us what and how the devil was made. It tells you what happened after following this process for 600 years. So now we can look back and see all the knowledge and wisdom and really weigh and judge it. Instead of just going with the speculation of what we think. And then I related that to the present time right now that we exist in, where a lot of people have already come to a conclusion, right, off of just information. Off of just information, not knowledge, not anything that's been shown and proven to be right and exact. or for things that could be right and exact. And this is the difference between religion. Wait, what? Oh, that's something else. Listen, I thought somebody just hit me crazily on the super chat, man. Oh man, it's all gravy though. But Majestic said my experience with religion was never based on getting an understanding. They never take you to the foundation. Exactly. And that's the difference between belief and really understanding the cipher. Because when you understand the cipher, right, you basing that on the knowledge and wisdom of the original man ever since the planet was first founded. The planet Earth being what? The home of Islam, and what we base our history on, a year to every mile. Right? And knowing every square inch of it, we have made decisions like putting them out on the worst part. That's scientific. But when we just say, well, look, that cat over there, he's lied a lot of times before. So we're going to just assume that he's lying about this. But we never actually check, not him, but the facts and circumstances of what he told you about. What happened now? Why I say I'm disconnected? Am I disconnected? Can y'all hear me in yet? Everybody, people hitting me on the messages right now saying they got booted off. I don't know if it says the chat is disconnected. But see, let me just keep going, just in case y'all are hearing me. You understand what I'm saying? Now take that also to the knowledge understanding degree, right? In the 140. See, what bring rain on snow earthquake, right? Now the 85% believe in what the 10% is teaching daily, right? Now when it tells you that the 85% might come to an understanding, when the whole thing is over, after he dies and he gets to heaven and he sees that, yo, this story that you've been giving me all this time about who is the mystery God, right? And about this home that's supposed to be secure for me in heaven, right? If I follow all of Yaku's rules and regulations, you got to get to there. And then you look back at the knowledge and wisdom and say, all right, I understand the cipher now. Now, of course, it's too late. That's we most of us wouldn't want to have to wait until then to come to the full understanding. But it's just showing you what's the difference, right, between jumping to conclusions, speculation, and understanding that's based on knowledge and wisdom. Let me see if I can refresh my screen, because I don't see no messages from y'all. What happened now? Oh, perhaps. guess, this is probably one of we might look back on this one day when we understand the cipher and say, yeah, this is one of the things, this is one of the ways that this whole thing affected me. It just killed me on doing the lives, man. Absolutely. One second there, y'all. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm back in effect now. I see everybody. Now. Oh man. So what we got in here? Senator said you can't see the whole cipher because you have no knowledge and wisdom of it, what and how it's made. Exactly. Knowledge born is back in. Senator Shaw said, because understanding to see speculation is off imagination without facts. Knowledge born said, understanding the cipher is this incubation or hibernation. It's a little bit of both. You know what I mean? But, the hibernation depends on if you survive the incubation. Senator Shaw said, well, understanding the cipher, you see things clearly for what they actually are through the facts and its explanation, knowledge, and wisdom. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about in terms of the understanding, God, right? Understanding comes in time. Understanding comes in time. And the ability to predict things is a part of understanding. But you gotta realize, right, that, this is one of the ways I break down when you deal with understanding, right? Now, understanding means to see. Right? Now when you see, right? Knowledge means to look, understanding means to see. So if you blind to the facts, how you gonna see, first of all? You know what I'm saying? But look, you got eyesight where you look around you and you observe the scene, right? You take in the knowledge. And then you got insight. The insight is what comes from you. This is your ability to understand the information that you're taking in. Now, when you deal with insight, right, you got sight, meaning there's some people that, they could look at what's going on in real time and know, all right, boom, this is what's happening. They got an understanding of it. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got hindsight. Now everybody's hindsight is 20/20. everybody's hindsight. Well, now I ain't gonna say everybody, because some people, they can hear rain, hail, snow, also hear thunder above their heads, and still not know what's causing it to happen. So I'm not gonna say it's 2020, but it's pretty close. And then you got foresight. Very few people got foresight. The ability to look at the knowledge and wisdom, right? And then predict whether it's going to be born dead or born alive or born at all. But that foresight still needs to be based on knowledge and wisdom, or it's just imagination. See, our babies, they don't understand that we have foresight because we've already lived through all these different variables of situations. See, that's when people often, they associate having wisdom and understanding with age. It's because over a certain period of time, you see every scenario play itself out. And so even if just by memory, even if not by analysis, if just by memory, there's certain things you might tell your child, look, don't play with this thing right here. Don't play with that. The child is basing what they see on what they've seen already in life. So if they've been playing with this thing for, 2 or 3 years and nothing happened, then they of the mindset that nothing can happen. Because they haven't seen enough in their eyesight to have the insight on a foresight level to know that, if you keep bouncing that ball in here, you're going to break something. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but I've seen this variable before. I've done it myself. So this is why, like I said, our history is based on the planet Earth right here that we the maker and the owner of, and we know every square inch of it. It's not just based on the religion of we believe. See, when you tell me something, right? Just, we take it back down and just regular every listen. When you tell me something, right? And you want me to accept it as knowledge, you gotta tell me where you got that. Based on our science, our way of life, and how we live, man. If I told you the supreme mathematics was the key to the universe, then I gave you supreme mathematics. You had it yourself, at your rest. I told you to memorize it so you could take it with you everywhere you go. If it's 120, if I learn something from an individual, whatever it is, so that you can go and do your research. See, because look, the body can't go past 6. So I'm not going to be here forever, even, even if I like you like that. To be dealing with you, you understand what I'm saying? If I like you like that, to be giving you all my jewels, at the end of the day, eventually, you're going to have to use your own knowledge and wisdom to come to the best part. And that's the same in any relationship, where you're dealing with knowledge and wisdom and understanding. If you're dealing with man, woman, and child, like, yeah, you could want to take care of your babies all you want, but eventually, they're going to have to be on their own. And now when they're on their own, there'll be a penalty or reward based on that. Meaning, did you make knowledge born? And when I say make knowledge born, I'm talking about if a civilized person not perform his duty, what must be done? Did you say, let's not say wicked, did you say unto those that don't know? Did you let them know the things that that is not life? Did you manifest life to them so that they could know what the absence of life is? Or did that, let's not say servant, but let's say individual, prepare himself or not That's one of the things that's going on right now in the world. I was speaking on it earlier. You understand what I'm saying? Is that, listen, man, it's too late to take vitamin C and zinc and all that right now. You had to already be eating the right foods. You had to already be teaching and living in large mathematics. Because that's the way, living mathematics works. And I'm not saying that talking is not a part of life, but I'm just saying that we need to understand that there's a difference between when we manifesting this verbally and when we living this out in the actual physical realm. That's the reality of these supreme mathematics, man. That's the reality of, why I tell everybody, look, study your lessons. I can give you certain keys, but you got to study your lessons. See, like right now, we all in different cities. Yeah, we in tune right here. We see each other in the mind. But then, when we walk outside our doors, I'm talking about in this specific day and time, we need to have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in order to survive. And we haven't even gotten, like a couple of days ago, they was talking about having an enforced quarantine in New York. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. What exactly does that entail in enforced quarantine as opposed to the quarantine we already got? But whatever happens when it happens, now I gotta have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding when I go outside as an individual walking through the street. I can't rely on, Allah manifested mathematics in 1964. Nah. See, in certain situations, you gotta be who you say you are. And that's it. That's all. There ain't no other. See, because when you dealing with the truth, right, you don't need explanation. Like if the police pull you over, right, and you ain't got your license, now you gotta give them a whole story. But if he asks you for your license and registration, your papers is straight, you just hit him over, you don't even say nothing to him. Like, do your job, man. You understand what I'm saying? But as soon as you know that you in the wrong, you start running your mouth. That's because you already wasn't prepared. And listen, we've been doing this years, months, and days. You understand what I'm saying? We've been doing this years, months, and days. And see, one thing, like I said, some things we say they Yakub's law, man, but they everybody's law. I don't build no prison houses for people neither. You see what I'm saying? There's some things that's enforced on everyone that falls a victim. And it don't matter who law you going to. Like right or wrong, I'm sure everybody out there got something that they don't care who you are. If you do that to me, we're gonna have to deal with that emphatically. Let me get back in tune with y'all over here. Knowledge Born said, I see incubation as a period of growth in a specific environment and hibernation as a period of rest, always associated with bears. Oh, I thought you was talking about in terms of the ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, like you said, incubation, that's when something is growing. So the first way I looked at it is that, certain ideas and certain events and certain, phenomenon that's coming to us right now in the present time, they just in the incubation period. And we haven't even seen fully, we don't even know how long the quarantine got extended from April 15th to April 30th like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know, all that's still in the incubation period. Now, how I see the hibernation related to that is those that's going to survive this, right? And even thrive from this. That's who's hibernating. And just like I said, if they prepared themselves for the winter, like bears are supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? Like once December come, you watch, son. You watch. You just now getting down to the salmon pond. You just now starting to eat berries. You done. You already supposed to have your weight up. You see what I'm saying? So those who have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to survive this, right, it's going to come out the other end. And then it's going to be a matter of if you thrive, right? If you thrive on the other end, you know what I'm saying? Or if you become a tool of some of the other people who hibernated and made it. That's all going to depend on your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding right now. It's not going to depend on who got a college degree and who don't. It's not going to depend if you from the South or the North, you from the West or the East, if you blood or Crip. That's not what's going to be the difference. It's going to be who's accumulated and is able to activate the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and the proper application for the day and time and circumstances that we in. Asiatic mathematics says, so eyesight can be equated to knowledge and insight to understanding. Yeah. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Just like a brother was asking me, was it you that was asking me about, you was asking me about, what was the word? It has something to do with sight. And I was telling you that, knowledge means to look and understanding means to see. It's like how we say knowledge and understanding is one and the same. Knowledge means to look, understanding means to see. See, because everybody that look don't see. Like you ever tell a person, like you showing somebody something, you like, yo, you see the thing right there? And they showing you something, they're like, you talking about that elephant right there? And you like, man, I ain't talking about the elephant, man, the giraffe over there. They looking with you, but they don't see. Some people look, at TV, they see different things. They see the lies. Some people only see the truth. And then you got some things that you wasn't looking for that. You wasn't looking for that, but you saw it. You see, when you a master, then when you look, you're going to see. Asiatic mathematics. All right, see this culture, foresight. You know, look, I see what you're saying, but I think it's simpler my way. If you just leave it the way it is, instead of, trying to say it's culture and then for, F-O-R-E, is the same as for, F-O-U-R. I think it's simpler if you just leave it how I said it. You got insight, right? Which I break down into hindsight, sight, and foresight. In terms of culture, yeah, all of that's going to be developed depending on how you live, depending on where you came from. Like if you came out of a house, right, where everybody was drug addicts in there, you might not be that much of a reader like that. You understand what I mean? Which is going to affect your eyesight, the things that you knowledge, which is going to have an effect on how much you're able to understand. How much do you have the actual facts of to be able to understand? So yeah, all that stuff is related. But see how much longer it took me to explain that than to just say, listen, man, anybody can look back and understand, we can all Monday morning quarterback. That's simple, man. Babies can understand that. College professors can understand that. See, you gotta, Asiatic mathematics, you gotta stop teaching in a way that only we understand. You ain't teaching me. You teaching 85%. And look at how they're reacting right now. You hear it's the end of time. You hear it's the end of the world, whatever you think it is, and you run out and buy toilet paper. This is come on, man. You gotta simplify this stuff down. Don't dumb yourself down. But you gotta learn how to look. Whatever you dealing with. Like, see, music, right? I deal with music. That's one of the things musicians and artists do. We take an idea or a feeling that the average person who's not an artist or a musician, they can't really express it like that. That's not their strong point. But then when they see that picture or they see the movie or they hear that song, right, it vibrates on their same level. Because they had that same idea or that same emotion or that same experience or they lived in that same area or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So we doing the same thing with this knowledge. This is universal knowledge, right? We taking it and simplifying it down so that babies can understand it. Now, as Born said, that's why we used to wonder how our old earths knew everything we did. Yeah, that was something that I seen when I first came into the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Or not when I first came into the knowledge, when I first did the knowledge to that degree, that's, one of the ways I looked at that is that, like you said, your old earth, she be knowing certain things or she has certain feelings, right? Like back in the day, you say, a mother kind of knows if her kids is in trouble out there. You know what I'm saying? And I did the knowledge that, whatever we doing, that action takes place on the planet Earth. Like if you walk from here to there, those footsteps happen on the planet Earth. And so she feels it. It's a physical, when you walk and you vibrate in the earth. So yeah, I drew that up too. But I haven't thought about that in 30 years, man. But that was always a science, man, where we got the powers of prediction. You know what I'm saying? That's her power to do it. Our power is something else. Natural and Trisha. Oh, this not from Patterson. Peace of the God, man, with your signs. You down in North Carolina though now, right? Yeah, it's natural, man. It's the guy right here, man. SW. Senator Soil said the insight is the processing. Knowledge shows itself through wisdom to give it to you clear as understanding if one and all things. And this does take time. Yeah, it takes time, man. Like, understanding is something that grows in time. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of it, all you could do is observe, God. Like right now, whatever is happening, like I said, it's in the incubation stages. At least of being introduced. It might have went to the full stage and whatever, but of being introduced out here to the world, it's in the incubation stages. And see, just like, look, if you got babies, right, then you know that, look, sometimes, most of the time, right, all you could do is observe. Like, all you could do is observe. You don't even know specifically what's going on in the woman's stomach. You just see it growing, whatever size you can see from outside. Some people don't know what's going on in there at all. Remember, who saw Good Times? This I don't know if everybody on here is old enough for Good Times, but who recalls the episode of Good Times when Penny's friend got pregnant and they told Penny that she couldn't hang around the friend because the friend had stomach mumps. And that's why her stomach was swelling up. Because until you actually see what happens from there, right? Until you actually see that whole thing go from knowledge to born, you don't know what that is. So yeah, understanding is something you definitely got. Look, that's why I tell people, look, study the lessons. Put the lessons on cap. Because see, the understanding is going to come in time. And the only way that understanding is going to come is if you got the knowledge and wisdom. Dupreme Shalah. Dupreme Shalah is new. Where you from, Dupreme? Yeah, we've been getting a lot of new people in here. Knowledge Born said the virus hit the state prison in Pennsylvania and school is done for the year. In Pennsylvania or all over school is done for the year? Because that was my prediction. Especially when I saw how well, like, they not reporting no problems. You know what I'm saying? Even the different children that I've spoken to, they was like, yeah, nah, it's all good. It's just school.
It's 8 o'clock.
But yeah, it already hit the prison. Phone calls. People try to call me when I'm doing. I gotta tell people, listen, man, find me on YouTube, man. Stop calling me. Asiatic Mathematics said, I just got to the Understanding Culture degree in the Knowledge of Culture Cipher. Should have it on cap soon. The rest of the degree seems short. Yeah, they seem short now. After you done been through the culture degree, the born degree in the 1 to 14, you done been through the build degree, the wisdom build degree, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ready for that action now. At this point, I was telling God, Cipher Divine now. And I don't even think he got that far yet. That, just like with any other thing, man, when you challenge yourself, you're going to learn something about yourself. You're going to learn something about yourself, man, and who you really are and what you can do. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying that this is making devil, but that's also related to why did God make devil? You see what I'm saying? But yeah, you're going to, now, you're going to see that all kinds of information you can easily retain now. You know what I mean? You're going to see that things that you've been known, all of a sudden now, it's like somebody turned the light on in the room and now you can see that topic in full view. Whereas it's like before, you was in the room with that topic, but the light was out. So you knew it was there, but you didn't really know what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Dupree said, what's the science? I'm new to the Cipher. Shaking my head now. My connection is messing up as soon as I get on. That might not be you, Dupree. We have problems. We've decided it's Asiatic mathematics. Asiatic mathematics causing a problem. Yeah, that was the word introspection. You know what I'm saying? That's another word that's related to insight. You know what I'm saying? Spec means to look. Just like when people say respect, you know what I'm saying? And it don't necessarily mean, you talk to this person like this. Respect, read means again, spec means to look. Like a spectacle is something for you to look at. You know what I'm saying? Oh, natural, you in Gaffney, South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know where Gaffney is, man. I got family. Well, my family is from South Carolina. That's where they came from before they came to New York. But I ain't familiar with Gaffney is. That's in the mountains or in the low country? Now, as Born said, the only people going back to school is people that's going to be paying. Now, my prediction on what's going to happen with school is that the smart kids is probably not going to be back. The kids that respond well to the home teaching, to the computer stuff, they're going to let them stay on the computer. And then they're going to have to come to school to do like gym and do like science lab. Like where you got to do science lab, and they'll probably have to come in to pick up like their homework packets and stuff. But they already, at least in New York, got such a problem with school overcrowding that Asiatic mathematics said, I think my new favorite degree is to understand the cipher because I can see the black and brown in so many different ways. Yeah, see, now that's when the mathematics is starting to set in. That's when the mathematics is starting to set in, when you start to look at those lessons, right? And then you can relate them, out into the real world of the people, places, and things that's all around you. That's when the science of supreme mathematics is sinking in. See, because when you really have knowledge of something, right, then you can do something with that knowledge. You can build something with it. You can make something with it. That's when you really have knowledge of it. You understand what I'm saying? If you know about it, you know what I'm saying, then you might be able to interact with it in some way. But when you really able to use, that's what I'm talking about, from the level of you learning it on the paper or you learning it through words. So yeah, you get the base level of memorization. You know what I'm saying? Remember, studying, it comes on different levels. You know what I mean? First is silence. You know, somebody asked me a while ago, what was you know, some of the lessons that I got from Firstborn Prince, you know, some of the things I learned from him. Yeah, first stage of learning is shut the fuck up. I give y'all the more euphemistic version. Silence. That's the first stage of learning. You know what I'm saying? Then it's listening, memorization, repetition. See, it's all these different levels before you get to really internalizing some knowledge. So, you know, you graduating through the levels, qualifying yourself. Senator Soil is asking Knowledge Born who he's saying is the people that's going to be paying for school. Knowledge Born said, I always say we teach ourselves through introspection, look in, and retrospection, look back at my experiences. Knowledge Born said the wealthy is the ones that's going to be paying to go back to school where the students learn more than 1, 2, 3s and ABCs. I do think they still have their mandate though, that they got to provide education to everybody, you know, regardless of their situation, regardless of a whole bunch of different things. So, I do think that they're gonna allow the kids who have problems to come back, right? So then, it's gonna be a situation where they're gonna say, okay, now we can have smaller class sizes, and we could be more intense. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get the kids up to speed. That's a little bit slow. You know what I'm saying? Or they not learning up to the level that they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But that is something. Somebody was asking in one of the lives that got cut off about the, you know, show and prove and all of that. Like, yeah, that those is different things where it's going to be a different protocol. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to think, because it's a school situation, you know, even when September come, they still probably going to be a little bit leery about letting other groups in, only because like right now, everything that's happening, people could say, oh, we were shocked, we didn't know. But see, if in September, people start getting reinfected, then it's going to be like, all right, well, look, everybody knew what time it was, and you didn't take the precautions. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it's dealing with kids, they're going to be like, listen, man, I don't know if we're going to let y'all back in there. Christopher Gooden, this a new brother. Peace to the family of Allah the Father. I come in the name of C Fam Healer. Peace, C Fam. Where you from, guy? How long you had the knowledge? Knowledge Born said, then that's just streamlining the school to prison pipeline. I mean, it's streamlining it. And remember how we was building, remember Queen Divine Zia was giving us the statistics on how much money they spend on people in jail and how much money they spend on the kids that's in school. So it's going to allow them to streamline it and also making it more economical, meaning we don't have to invest as much money on you going to school before we start making money off of you being in jail. Asiatic mathematics said, I try not to look backwards too much unless it's for the purpose of building. I try and focus on now. That's because the power since now. That's the power since now. Knowledge, culture, all born power. But you know, the reality is that now is the outcome. You know what I'm saying, of the past. You know what I'm saying? Like people that, you know, if you work in the government, you know, more than likely you didn't spend your past doing, you know, crimes, getting convicted of multiple felonies. You know what I'm saying? You know, you didn't spend your time cutting school, you know, most likely. Of course there's exception. But you know, there's a difference between knowing your history and living in the past. You see what I'm saying? And the difference that you're speaking on, right, is why our lessons say, why does Islam renew its history every 25,000 years? And why it don't say, why does Islam repeat its history every 25,000 years? So, you know, like what you said, I'm agreeing with you that when you're looking at the past to learn, like even when we study 120 events, when we study 120 lessons, those are historical events. Some happened thousands of years ago. But we drawing up a clear mental picture from that. You know what I'm saying? Of what has happened. You know what I'm saying? Even in terms of, look, when your babies is born, right? And you know, when you look at the future, your own babies, you see the past too, though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, my daughter looks like my old Earth. You see what I'm saying? Or, you know, I got an uncle that I look a lot like. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to understand that one reason why the time is always now is because no matter whether it's in the past or the future, it's still related to right now. Right now is still the important aspect of it. You see what I'm saying? Whatever happened in the past is the past, but how it added up to where you at right now is the reason why you look at it. And where you going in the future is going to be depending on what you're doing right now. So that's why now is the only time. But yeah, you gotta, you know, we gotta look in all directions. You know what I mean? We can't cut off no direction. Oh yeah, natural. You in the low country? Yeah, that's in my Spartanburg. That's a little bit up though. Still, my family is more down, like the southern part of the state. Brilliant elevation. That's your new T-shirt. I'm back in the Cipher. What did I miss? That's actually that I'm work on that one. I'll work on that one. What did I miss, squad? Oh man. Yeah, natural. I was getting ready to do my little workout too, but today I'm on legs, man. I gotta do some squats and some lunges. Senator Soil said now is what is current. To know what's living is now, and how you live to build for the future. Now, as Born said, looking in the past is remembering the lessons we learned from our mistakes. Yeah, Brilliant Elevation is in North Charleston. Yeah, I got an uncle that he lives somewhere by Charleston, but I don't know where. But he like in the sticks where like your phone barely got service out there. other than that, I don't know of us to have too much family in Charleston. I know a couple people. Natural Still Boxing will be staying in tune with you here. Peace to the guy, no doubt, man. The guy still putting the gloves on. Hey, man, I'm gonna go over to see the guy Ty Kim. I was over at Ty Kim. Ty Kim got the heavy bag. Do a little workout with Ty Kim. But at any rate, just saying that, these is the differences, right? In religion versus understanding. You know what I'm saying? That in religion, everything is assumed, or you assume there's a certain set of truths without no evidence. And you live according to it. You know what I'm saying? Like religious people, they live according to their misunderstanding or lack of understanding. Cortland Powell, he said, let's hope it's not me. Hope it's not you. Religious people, that's what they do. They live according to their misunderstanding. Whereas a person who understands the cipher, right, is somebody who's observed the knowledge of wisdom of the original man since the planet was first founded and based their understanding on knowing every square inch of the planet. The lives keep dropping. Yeah, man. I don't know what I don't know if but we at that point where just in terms of you can't expect the enemy to cooperate with you. Like we know what we ain't saying. You see what I'm saying? So at this point, whatever is going to keep the channel growing is going to be what the people who's the subscribers do. You know what I'm saying? If people keep tuning in or whatever, then we do what we do. See what I mean? Because see, I look at things differently than other people. You see what I mean? I'm not on here primarily to be making money, which is my opinion of, some people in terms of why they teaching. Not necessarily in the nation, but you can see that some people is really trying to lift their profile up so they can make more money. You see what I'm saying? The way I look at it is like this. It's 700, I got 700 subscribers like Brilliant Elevation was saying, right? A little less, right? 5% of that, right, is 35 people. So if 35 people, right, that's more than the 5 started with. And the 35 people is all over the country. So if 35 people go out and do our duty, what we supposed to do, right? Which is teach 10 people, then we off to the races. You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Now, as one said, religious people live in fear of consequences coming from which you don't even know where. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You've already assumed that you know, but this is what I'm saying. What is that based on? That's based on take good care of it and educate it, and someday it'll grow to be a great man, right? And then what they do with the black baby, tell you that someday when you die, you will have a home secured in heaven. That's what they teach all the people. Now, how they make it apply to us, right? Is that we dealing with all these trials and tribulations in life. We dealing with all the different trials and tribulations in life. So what they tell you, that if you just stick to it right here, keep your nose to the grindstone, that a home will be secured for you in heaven. And they believe that. And they don't come to understanding, right? Or I wouldn't say they come to understand. You know what I mean? Because life after death and all this is crazy. But I'm saying that, it's known that the understanding could never be born, because the dead person is never going to come back and tell them that, look, I returned and I didn't see no pearly gates. I didn't see no white man floating up in the ground. Floating up in the sky. So that understanding can never be born. And when you deal with understanding born, right? What that gives you. Understanding born brings you back to knowledge and wisdom. Brings you back to knowledge and wisdom. See, look, that's also related to, I keep telling people, look, understanding means to see. So if I'm looking at something, right? If me and you looking at something, and I see a car and you see an elephant, one of us is wrong. Like that idea that, we all got our own understanding. Nah. If you read the lessons and, you come to the conclusion that the black woman is God, then nah. One of us is wrong. If you read the lessons and you come to the conclusion the white man is God, one of us is wrong. If you got the supreme mathematics and you read the lessons and you come to the conclusion that you a Muslim, one of us is wrong. Could be me, could be. But one of us is wrong. See, that's something that sounds good when people want to freestyle off of the real knowledge and wisdom. But see, listen, here's the bottom line. If two children got the same parents, the same mother and father, the same knowledge and wisdom, they not going to look identical, but they going to look something alike. Generally speaking, you're going to see the resemblance. It may not be a huge resemblance, but you're going to see the resemblance. Your life just came back. Life had asked a question. Life had asked a question earlier about what date does 1383, or what events occurred in 1383 that coincide with Christianity being 551 years old. What is this? Is these supposed to be bean pies here, Knowledge More? That Knowledge More, that's not even an official bean pie. That's like a sweet potato pie or something, man. You put sweet potato pies in my what's the name? You gonna make me come with crying Jordan now. Brilliant Elevation said you gotta name the show. Oh yeah, well the name is actually supposed to be Random Jewels, but I don't put it up enough. I need to get back to putting that up. I saw Knowledge More did that. Then this dude here with his digital bean pies, man. I guess they the digital bean pie posse. That's sweet potato pie, Jocelyn. I know sweet potato pie when I see it. Digital bean pie squad. I don't know. Ah man. Random jewels in the regulars. Ajax said, "Is margarine on top of the pie?" Now I think that's supposed to be whipped cream. Yeah, Knowledge Born. It could be pumpkin pie too. It look a little bit of pumpkin pie. Bernie Mac. I ain't see the Bernie Mac thing about pumpkin pies. Lord, man, people eat lard on top of their bean pies. That would be bugged out. Got lard. You got lard on the bean. Yeah, that would be wild, right? Like, yo, this bean pie got pig in it, right? Yeah, I would not even thought of that. Brilliant Elevation said he got his stock apps up and popping. Yeah, I got mine popping. Um, you got I got a couple of apps. What you said? The said woke people. The sad woke people would they would just eat it anyway. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Where the woke what's the origin of that? Like that was just something I started seeing, and then like somebody asked me if I was woke. Like, I don't know what's that. Yeah, I'm awake, but I don't know what woke is. SW said woke equals conscious, I think. Senator Soil said also when Saladin won the battle of Hattie, is that the name of it? Hattie? Well, we said when Saladin won the battle of Hattie, and after that built schools of education in Jerusalem. SW said, woke is slang they use for conscious from my context of hearing it. Yeah, Hatton, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I was like, Haiti. That's that's yeah, I mean, well, see the thing with me, is the people that say that they woke, they don't seem to be very knowledgeable. Like, that seems to be more of a socially / politically correct movement. And I will say that the people who feel like they socially and politically correct, they do feel like they have a level of consciousness that's over, the, I guess you would say, common people that's not woke. Because see, first of all, with the wokeness, Knowledge Born said woke means you wear wooden jewelry and a head wrap, male and female. Ah, man. Oh, man. That is crazy, man. SW said that's where their superiority complex comes from. Joseph said 85% of the 85%. I mean, some of them appear to be the 10% of the 85% too, but I let them do them. You know what I'm saying? I've not really seen, a place for me inside the wokeness. You know what I'm saying? Because see, first of all, when you deal with that woke science, they're dealing with the intersectionality. And I don't like the intersectionality because the intersectionality, part of what the intersectionality says is that the white man and the black man is partners. See, that's one of the most insidious ideas that I've seen in that woke movement is that somehow, because one thing about the woke movement is anti-patriarchy. And so a lot of the woke people that I've encountered, they see patriarchy as the ultimate oppression. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a way that a lot of things that, I'm not letting you get away with that. See, because in the woke movement, right, and if patriarchy is the main form of oppression, then that means that the white woman ain't got nothing to do with it. And don't fall for that for not 1 second. I'm not falling for that. You understand what I'm saying? See, in this idea, the black man was a partner with the white man in slavery, oppressing the black woman and the white woman. Some of these ideas get so ridiculous that I'm saying, look, if I'm asleep, you know how Al Green said, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Yeah, I don't want you. Don't tell me that type of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of the, I guess, in terms of being conscious of social events and things that's going around you, I could agree with that part. But, they mindset, your mindset is, just the way you draw things up. You understand what I mean? Like, a lot of us, we did different things in life. Like, you might have been in the street for a minute or whatever, and you had a certain mindset where, like, if a certain person came and stood right there, you might react to that differently. That now, you just work at your gig, you know, you work at Apple or whatever, you understand what I mean? Somebody comes stand right there, you like, yo, you know, maybe he needs some help or something. You see what I mean? Whereas in a different atmosphere, when your mind is in a different state, you will react to that differently. You know, that mindset for me is not conscious. SW said they anti-government. We not about that. Now, as Born said, they like to talk quantum theory. Woke movement. That's where the black woman who is God lives. Yeah, yeah. You know, most of the goddesses are woke. Most of the goddesses are woke. Senator Soros said anti-patriarch is a form of separation. It seems to go against family. I mean, you know, a patriarch is just a role. You know, sometimes, you know, something, and that happens a lot. You know, in modern times with male and female relationships, right? You know, different brothers, you try to explain to the woman that, yo, you know, I'm the knowledge and you the wisdom. And they don't understand that that's roles within one whole. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it don't necessarily mean who's the power is not in competition with each other. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like gas powered cars and electric powered cars, and you like, yo, you know, which one gives you the most miles per gallon? Where it's against each other. Nah, it's not like that. It's more like the gas in the car and the battery in the car. Without either one of them, the car ain't starting. Now you can compete which one costs the most, which one is same. Without either one of them, the car is not starting. Battery power plus gas equals a car start. 1 plus 2 equals 3. See, when you trying to compare 1 to 2 and fit 7 inside of 6 and all these things, that's where you went wrong. You putting the equal sign in the wrong place. The equal sign belongs after the 1 and 2, not between the 1 and the 2. And that's where these ideas begin to become, you know, they begin to become, you know, they stray into devilishment as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Because now you're trying to master the original man. Yeah, I mean, now that's one of the things for me, Jasper. Now, as Born said, we used to call them kooks, but I tell people, you can always tell the guys because the kooks orbit around us. Jasper said, anti-patriarchy seems to be exercised against the original man most often. Well, the Me Too movement is a part of that. So, you know, it's exercised against everybody, but it's that we're not really a part of the patriarchy. So we really don't have all this power that they're ascribing to the patriarchy to oppress them. You understand what I'm saying? So when they try to strike against the patriarchy, right? We're not down with what they consider the patriarchy. What they see, and this is what I'm saying, is they consider what we used to call white power, they're calling that patriarchy. They're saying that the main drive for slavery and the overriding theme, that caused the brutality, that caused the oppression, was rooted in the patriarchal drive to control everything. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's when these ideas get clouded. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what people are saying, but no. Just like, look, this idea that it's not about race, it's about poverty. No. Because of the simple fact that all of us is not poor for the same reason. White people that's poor in America is poor in America because they was poor in Europe. And they brought that poverty over here and they never came up. Nobody in their family invented Microsoft. Nobody in their family worked for Warren Buffett. They've been in the backwoods of the Pacific Northwest or the Appalachians. You understand what I mean? Or wherever, I'm sure everybody here knows where, there's poor white people like that. But what I'm saying is those people came over here like that. Mexicans that's poor here was poor in Mexico. And they brought that poverty here with them. The reason you know that is because they all came here for opportunity. We was not poor. We was made poor and forced to remain poor, like Joshim is saying, by the patriarchy. See, remember, when we came over here, they took everything from us, including our language. Or whether, Moorish or whatever, you think we already was here, whatever the case may be. We wasn't poor before we encountered them. And we didn't come here for opportunity. We are the opportunity that people come here for. So see, when you get into these woke stuff and all of a sudden, we all here and we start, nah. I'm not falling for that stuff. Period. Yeah. SW said, I explained to women, knowledge is me hunting and wisdom is her cooking the food, though she may know how to hunt and I know how to cook. That's the default order we function in it. I mean, but see, this is one of the things that the woke movement, and, it was something, they don't speak in terms of that no more. But in the 70s and the 80s, they used to talk a lot about the battle of the sexes. So see, what you have now is a situation where, and this is one of the things that I tell y'all, that because of technology, people don't have to necessarily pay attention to true knowledge and wisdom. You see what I'm saying? A lot of women might not want to accept that, look, I probably got the better, chances of hunting down something that's gonna, feed us for a period of time than you do. Like, how you say, look, put your best foot forward. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look, you know, you got a dog and you got a cat in your house, right? You got a dog, you got a cat in your house, right? Let's say somebody breaks in the house and the dog ran ahead and the cat was attacking the person. You probably get rid of that dog. I would. Not saying that the cat is not going to defend his, but we know that one of them is a little bit better equipped to handle the Cipher if the house need to be defended. And when I say a dog, I mean a dog. I ain't talking about these teacup little rats they have. So you know that we have, you know, and this is all a part of what I'm saying, that we have different characteristics, mentally, physically, and emotionally, that better equip us for certain ciphers, you know, that the family is going to encounter. The lines of that has been blurred because of the society that we live in. Josh said what they call that in psychology, deflection. Asiatic mathematics said, why in the devil's marriage system does the male kneel before the female and not the other way around? Not why, I meant what's the reason? Because of what you just said. You know, you gotta look. Here's the bottom line, man. You know, marriage is something that's between man and woman. Now, when you talk about that social, religious, political ceremony, right? You know, you gotta think. You gotta understand something. And maybe this is in my mindset too. Let's say that. This is my opinion, right? Marriage is a beta male and a female proposal. Let's think about it, right? Let's you know, even look, we not animals, but I just want to use this example, right? You were lying. Now hold on, I hope none of my 10% of female, see, I shouldn't be letting y'all get me into this because I have 15% female subscribers and they might feel sensitive about this topic. But let's say you were lying, right? So, you know, you out on the Serengeti and you got, you know, this whole pride of female lions right here. You know what I mean? You got the whole pride of female lions. Right? Some lions is tough like that. They got another pride of lions over there. And then one day you just gonna decide, you know what? Nah, man. I'm just have one female lion that's telling me what to do all the time. That's how I'm gonna change my life from how I'm living right now. Change it to that. I mean, just in my opinion, you know, that's not something that would have happened. In my opinion. You know. Now, if we dealing with the opposite situation where, look, we here and look, it's 100 male lions and it's only 2 female lions, then yeah, that one right there, don't say nothing to her. Don't say nothing. But, so yeah, you know, that's, you know, marriage from the social, socio-political aspect has always been about, taming men and controlling them. So like I said, when they first had the Industrial Revolution and they wanted the men to come to the factories and work, or even, in the West, they first used to send dudes out there, they mining gold or whatever. But then when the country was trying to absorb that territory as a state, they sent women out there so it could start being marriages, start being stable families. You understand what I mean? And those families building the communities, or communities building to what made the state. So just in general, you submitting on that level, and also, Yakub is telling you, this is my woman. I'm her daddy, and you're gonna submit to my rules through her. But I could be wrong on that. Where we at here? Now, as Born said, that's why all poor people don't live the same way. Exactly. Jasim said, if 1 + 2 = 3, can you build on your idea of what the definition, classification of the plus? What does the plus mean? It means we adding. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the science of life. Atoms accumulating with atoms, cells accumulating with cells, people accumulating with people. That's the science of life. H2O. You know what I'm saying? That's hydrogen plus oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, see, you said it, Asiatic mathematics. Kneeling seems like a sign of submission. Jasim said, however, she wants to bear witness will align with the natural. You say if she wants to bear witness, she'll align with the natural order. Well, again, we're going. I don't want to. Y'all gonna make me run my 15% of female viewership off with this topic. That's kind of the conflict that exists. You know what I'm saying? Is that, see, women have been taught a certain mentality in their mind, in their brain. They have certain ideas, right? But their nature is to react in a different way. And ever since I was at 85%, I always felt that way, that women have certain mantras because they have to constantly remind themselves not to do things that's natural to them. So you hear them just talk, I ain't do this for no man, and this, that, and all this, that. Because and look, I see that amongst dudes too, where you keep saying this thing, like you trying to convince yourself as well as you trying to convince me that you hard. So every conversation somehow leads to how tough you are, because you really ain't that tough. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta convince yourself and the other people, sometimes we call that selling wolf tickets. And see what happens is a lot of people is the biggest purchasers of their own wolf tickets. How did they just say, I'm not just the owner, I'm a client. not just a salesman. I'm a customer. Smell Good said, religion don't require me to see things for what they are. I just blame stuff on the devil I couldn't see, and thank God thank the God I didn't know I am. Yeah. You know, this is what I be saying about the science of being a 5%. You understand what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? You know, once you get this knowledge, now you responsible. You know what I'm saying? Once you get this knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and now you know, you see what I'm saying? Like, that was another one of my favorite lines in the movie, in the Matrix, when he said, I know what you're thinking. Should have took the blue pill. You see, yeah. That's like, look, when you hear, you know, look, a lot of brothers, whoever they was, like, remember that brother that came to the class, right? And we told him to take his flag off and he ain't been back. Yeah, see, he when we told him to take the flag off, wish you took the blue pill, didn't you? He's not, this was we got Jig at 1017 back. Jig 1017, you know, you done started the whole thing. We got digital bean pie memes now. We up to digital bean pie memes. You know what I mean? We got the digital bean pie gang. The digital bean pie gang is in effect now. They along with Jansport Posse and Mythbusters, you know what I'm saying? Side Rally Smoke Squad. Now we got What I Miss. We got What I Miss Posse. We got What I Miss Squad. And now we got Digital Bean Pie Gang. Thanks to you, Jigga 17. Brilliant Elevation said, since we on a man and woman topic, see, can y'all let me live, man? I'm just trying to get 1,000 subscribers, man. y'all got all smoke today, man. Since we on a man and woman topic, were the black baby girls being killed in the 28th? Yes. Yes. Brain Elevation said New Black World Order needs to get the exact percentage of Earth. See, New Black World, he catch these. He look, when he look at it on the rerun, he probably he can run it down. Senator Shaw said in traditional marriage, both male and female are of equal high value because they add together to produce life. Now, when you say traditional marriage, what do you mean? You mean in the tradition of when a man chooses the best part for himself and the woman chooses the best part for herself, then that's a marriage? Or you mean tuxedo, white dress, rice in the air? Yeah, see, Knowledge Born said he's lying. Yeah, I'm saying, I mean, who would have came up with that ideas, man? Think about that. It's like, look, for instance, let's deal with the patriarchy thing, right? Let's deal with the patriarchy thing where they saying that the black man and the white man is partners, right? So I'm saying, think about that. If we had a meeting, right? We had the man meeting of the patriarchs, right? And then somebody said, yo, why don't we build jail? Somebody said, hold up, man. Why don't we build jails to lock cats up, man, that be messing with our money, man? What black person gonna say, what black brother gonna say, yeah, you know, that's a good idea. Think, yeah, let's build some jails. Nah, just generally speaking, the first law of nature being self-preservation, that don't seem like a pattern that would be common for people to follow. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think the brothers way back then was much different from us now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they would, decide was white, like, yeah, you know what? Let's build some jails. It's probably, that sounds, nah, man. Asiatic Mathematics said he read a book where the cat said that marriage was really popularized by jewelers in order to sell more diamonds. This is true. That whole diamonds is a girl's best friend, and the way the ceremony goes, especially with black people being involved, because black people had a tradition called what was it, jumping the broom, where they should jump over a broomstick together, and that, it don't be wrong, it happened in front of people and everything, you know what I'm saying, both families, but, that was just to show that, they crossed the line together, they was together, they made that decision together, you understand what I'm saying, and everybody observed, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, that the whole ceremonies and the way it go down now, yeah, this is from dressmakers, those couture, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but that couture clothes, those people that make that, in the jewelry industry is who popularized that. Valentine's Day too. Asiatic Mathematics said he was breaking down how diamond rings are pretty much worthless rocks. They're not worthless rocks, but they're not worth as much as they are. The De Beers Corporation actually controls how many diamonds go out per year. You know what I'm saying? They control how many, so in other words, they keep the supply down and make it seem artificially rare. Because even in the system of value that they have right now, right? It's RED. I don't know how the rest of it go, but I know that rubies, which is the R in the emeralds, is actually more valuable than diamonds. Like that's the order of value, RED. But they saying that even in that position, that diamonds shouldn't be in that position, that they're nowhere near as rare as it's being made to seem. Son of the Source said, plus is the science of life and constant activity to add on and move forward. Yeah. It's W. Yeah, you didn't see that brother didn't come back. Once we told him that, look, the red pill means the red pill. Take the flag off until you know what you're talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen, man, here's the bottom line. Anybody, man, you've been in fire for a period of time, it's some trials and tribulations involved with this, man. So if you don't even know what you're dealing with, son, don't put the flag on and become a target. You see what I mean? Because somebody see you with that flag on, right? And they think you did. How they know the difference? How they know you just a newborn from 9? That's that cat that be on the internet, man, revealing all that. They don't know the difference, and they gonna treat you at the maximum level, and you don't have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to know how to deal with it. Hold on. The What I Miss crew has updated They're the What I Miss Cipher investigators. D. Christian. Oh yeah, we got the bars in the chat, Cipher. That's a good one, Trevor. I didn't we need to just do bars in the chat. You know something? I'm about to shave my face too. Y'all didn't know, so I was on the grind. When I be on the grind sometimes and like that's my mindset and I'll be like, nah, I ain't gonna shave until I accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just finished the King Crush album. I mean, it's an EP. I just finished the King Crush EP. I'm mixing it down. So once I get that mixed down, then I'm gonna, and then after that, I gotta go through some beats. So when we run through the beats, then y'all really gonna get a chance to do y'all bars in the chat. I'm gonna get back on my producer flow. Yeah, Asiatic Mathematics. Let's build jails. Who's thinking that? Yeah, De Beers is not one of them. De Beers is like the only company. De Beers and what's the dude name? He's from South Africa. He's from England. And when he was like the prime minister or something, he passed the whole Rhodes, De Beers,